students and dear schoolmasters, we're more than happy to greet you today at the open lecture by the Russian cosmonaut Sergey Ryazanskiy, who was granted the highest honorary title of the Russian Federation, Hero of the Russian Federation for the courage and heroism shown during the long duration space flight on the International Space Station.
I never dreamed to become an astronaut, a cosmonaut. I dreamed to become a scientist, biologist. And I graduated from biological department of Moscow State University. I was working on biosatellite program, sending monkeys to space. One day, the head of our institute invited me and said that, hey, Russian Academy of Science decided to select scientists to cosmonaut corps. This is my class. Most of these guys are military pilots or engineers. The main job of cosmonauts and astronauts is to study. We study every day for many years. Our space education is basic space education. It lasts for 2 years. And just imagine during these 2 years, you need to have more than 150 exams. After you pass these exams, you continue your studying and stage 2 training in groups. When you are assigned to your flight, stage 3, again, studying, crew training, and you are preparing for your future work on the International Space Station. First of all, International Space Station is big science lab. So we have experiments in physics, in chemistry, in biology, in medicine. Also, you need to know all engineering systems of your spaceship and of the International Space Station. Of course, we learn astronomy, we study medical support, psychology, and so on. Fastest way between being selected and your first flight is 6 years. Maximum, one of my colleagues waited for his first flight for 18 years. The most important thing during this long training period is positive attitude. By the way, this picture was made on board the International Space Station, walls of which are only 1.5 millimeters thick. So we're living in constant danger. And that's why also we're very well trained for different kinds of emergencies that can happen. The main thing is also during flight to support your crew members, to support your team. During our Christmas holidays on board the station, once we had our Italian crew member. So Italians are really cannot live without pizza. So we made a first space pizza party. We participated in Olympic torch relay. One crew brought Olympic torch on board the station, and another crew brought it back to Earth to Olympic committee. I had 4 spacewalks during my career, and one spacewalk was the record. More than 8 hours we worked outside of our space station. Spacewalks are really interesting, yes, dangerous, but interesting and really romantic, because you are working during days and nights. We have one orbit around Earth is 90 minutes. So you have 45 minutes of day, 45 minutes of night. So every 45 minutes you have sunset or sunrise, moonset or moonrise. Really beautiful. Also, it is a great chance to look at your space home and to look at your beautiful planet. Many countries are working together in this international project, International Space Station. And this is a great example that we definitely can work together without any conflicts and politics. And we are representing not only our countries, we're representing the human beings there. So I think that this is the way how future space programs should be done. Also, we're trying to support our ground team. This is the way we supported the engineers lab that constructed European cargo vehicle named after Albert Einstein. My second flight I performed in 2017, and I became commander of the crew. And I'm the first scientist that uh, became commander of a spaceship. This is my great crew with medals for military marine. It's US crew member. Another guy is from Italy. His name is Paolo Nespoli. By the way, before the flight, we celebrated his 60 years anniversary. So even in such age, person can fly to space. This is how we sleep. This is our crew chamber. Yes, it is really small, but very comfortable. This is the only private space you have on board the station. We're working without weekends there, but still we try to have fun. And biggest holiday during our space flights is the day when the cargo vehicle bring us fresh fruits and veggies. I was spending all my free time doing photos. After two flights, I brought more than 350,000 photos. I think it's really important to share your emotions when you look at our planet. This is just a usual view from your window. This is Kamchatka, part of Russia that is full with active volcanoes. French Polynesia. This is my favorite island, right there. Seychelles Island, desert, flood in Malaysia, glaciers. It is on the border of Argentina and Chile in Patagonia. Such beautiful lake. It is in Bolivia, a lake called Laguna Colorado. The river in Brazil, lost in the woods. Easter Island, Germany, river made from clouds. One Argentinian farmer, in memory of his wife, built his farm in the shape of guitar. A really beautiful structure. Also Africa, Mauritania, and cosmonauts call it Eye of Africa. Silver clouds can be seen only from space and only above poles. Auroras, hurricanes, moonlit Italy, Kilimanjaro mountain, Big Barrier Reef near Australia, Bahrain, it is Mecca, Moscow, my hometown. So that's how we're living and working in space. And also, I would like to congratulate you all with the great holiday, 60 years from the first flight of the first human being to space, Yuri Gagarin. I think this is the great step for the whole humanity. I think in future we will be able to fly to another planets and maybe to fly to space as a tourist. Why not? Maybe you will fly soon. Thank you very much. I am ready to answer your questions.
I just wanted to ask, what was your favorite experience in space?
As a biologist, of course, I was really happy when I was working with different animals or insects. We had fish there, we had snails, we had plants, we had mice. So this is really cool when you're working with living beings in space.
If you didn't catch that, what does it feel like in a rocket during takeoff?
It is not really difficult. So G loads are not so high. They are much higher when you are descent, when you are going back to Earth. Uh, and maybe the main thing is that you were training for many years, and now everything is just starting. You're looking forward to this feeling of entering the International Space Station, working there for half a year. After flights, you are really happy that you're going back home, and you do not really care about this high G loads. So just couple a couple hours, and you're back home.
Would you ever plan on going into space again?
Honestly, I don't know. For now, I have many projects here on Earth, and if I will go again there, not in my close future, but we will see. We will see.
What do you bring with you when you go to space? It's the must.
You can have your personal items not more than 1 kilo. So usually it is photos of your family, of your friends, maybe some small souvenirs. For example, I took the badge of my university where I studied. Also, I took the badge of my favorite football team. So uh, this this did not help them to play well, but they have this patch in their museum.
But what's your favorite experience that you've had in space?
The best thing during flights is just weightlessness, because finally you're flying like a bird. And of course, amazing views of our planet.
How important languages have been for your career?
Of course, languages are important, and it is great when you know few of them. Unfortunately, I know only Russian and English. Not a lot of practice, but officially on board the International Space Station, there are two main languages. So we have exam in English language. Our US partners have exam in Russian language. Poor Japanese guys have two exams, English and Russian. When you are studying new languages, and definitely it will help you later traveling or working with the people of different countries.
And what was your scariest experience on the International Space Station?
Scariest thing was when I had to perform a surgery on one of our US colleagues. He was very sick, so we were discussing maybe to send him back to Earth, but we managed to perform surgery there. He survived.
How does it feel like to be experiencing gravity again?
It is a little bit difficult, because after 6 months in space, you're getting used that your arms, for example, have no weight. And when you're back to the Earth, you feel the weight of your arm. After flights, you have everyday rehabilitation. First days is just swimming pool and sauna to train your blood vessel muscles. Later, a little bit of working with weights, but not a big weight. Later, you have 4 or 5 physical training sessions per day, working with your personal coach and your personal doctor. Your rehabilitation back to the gravity will last the same period that you spent in space.
Kind of what advice would you give to a woman who's kind of keen to go into space, and why do you think there's so little women in the industry?
We have men and women in our astronauts corps and of course in industry, because most of our medical doctors, for example, are girls. We have girls also as astronauts or cosmonauts. The main thing is the health problem. Yes, according to the physiology, men are much primitive, I would say, easier constructed. We have great people from different countries. By the way, I fly with Karen Nyberg. She is from United States. Now we have a Russian girl preparing to flight, Anya Kikina, and she is awesome. She is uh, her favorite sport is rafting, and she is really smart and sportish. If you dream to fly to space, you need to study well, to do sport well, to take care of your health. Just working in space industry is also amazing because we have specialists from different fields. We have engineers, we have IT specialists, we have medical doctors, we have scientists, we have teachers, for example. If you like space, you can choose any way you want.
Where did you keep the fish? Whether it is hard to work without any holidays? Do you see any other planets from the space station?
Fish were living in a special designed aquarium. So there was special engineer design to provide them with air, so special bubble maker, and just cleaning their water. Without holidays, it's a little bit hard, but well, it's your job. It's your job to work without weekends for half a year. But after flight, you will have your vacation. So that's why we tried to support our crew members with pizza, with in other fun things. For example, we have 2 guitars on board the station, so we were getting together to sing songs. What about planets? Well, we're flying not really far from our planets. We're only on the altitude of 400 kilometers. So we're not really close to another planet, but we have no atmosphere there. It's much easier to see stars and planets. They're not bigger, but definitely they're brighter.
Where did your initial inspiration come from to get into space? I think you touched on it a little bit, but if you could expand a bit. And secondly, could you give us a bit of information about the types of scientific experiments that you were leading and what exactly you were trying to find out?
I was not inspired by something, because I thought that I'm just usual person, usual kid, and the chance to fly to space is just I don't know, chance for elite people. When I saw that there is a chance to apply, I thought that I need to participate. Maybe I will fly someday, and I succeeded. Here on the Earth, we have the gravity vector all the time. In space flights, where we remove this gravity vector, so we can, for example, grow ideal crystals, which is really important for some fields of science. We can build big protein, which is interesting and useful for pharmacological science. We can create absolutely new material in space. We can mix really heavy particles with really light particles, and we will receive the equal structure. So in future, I think that we will have special laboratories working there. We will be able to print the organ for our body instead of a damaged one.
What do you miss most in space?
We're just simple human beings, so mostly we miss our families, our kids, our wives, our parents. Of course, we're modern digital space station. We can call to our family through satellite. Once a week, we have 30 minutes video conference with our family and with our friends. But still, you need this live communication with your friends, with your family, and this thing we miss most.
We had today the Russian cosmonaut Sergey Ryazanskiy, the hero of the Russian Federation for the courage and heroism shown during the long-duration space flight on the International Space Station. Thank you very much that you were here with us today.
I wish to everyone, as we call, space luck and space health. So health like a cosmonaut. Bye-bye. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Bye.
We'll see you, everyone.